Mr. Right here, and in this film we're going to understand how you choose whether to use sine, cos or tan when you're solving a trigonometry question. Well, here are your formulas for sine, cos and tan. You've got SO for sine, which involves the opposite and the hypotenuse. You've got K for cos, which involves the adjacent and the hypotenuse. And you've got TOA for tan, which involves the opposite and the adjacent. But the question is, how do we decide which one to use when we're solving a trigonometry question? Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to ask ourselves, which of the sides is not involved in the question? And then we're going to choose between sine, cos or tan, because we're going to choose the one that doesn't involve that side. Let's have a look at question A here. Now, which side is not involved? Well, the hypotenuse is involved, the opposite is involved, so it's the adjacent which is not involved. So I'm looking at my SOHCAHTOA triangles to see which one does not involve the adjacent. And the answer is that sine does not involve the adjacent. So in this case, we're going to use sine. If you've got the idea, pause the film and you decide what to use for B, C, D, E and F. And then press play, see if you and I agree. If you haven't quite got the idea, listen to this. Let's look at B. Well, in B, it's this side which is not involved, and that is the hypotenuse, because it's opposite the right angle. So which of my three, SOHCAHTOA or TOA, does not involve the hypotenuse? Answer, tan. Now let's look at C. Well, the hypotenuse is involved, the adjacent is involved, and in this case, it's the opposite which is not involved. So which one of my three does not involve the opposite? Answer, cos. Let's look at part D. Which side is not involved? Well, this side is uninvolved, and that's the opposite. So shall I use sine? No, that uses the opposite. But cos doesn't, does it? So I'll use cos. Right, next one. Well, the hypotenuse is involved. Look at this. This is the side that's not involved, and that is the opposite. So which doesn't use the opposite? Well, it's cos again, isn't it? And lastly, part F. Now, this is the uninvolved side, and that is the one opposite the right angle, so the hypotenuse is not involved. So shall I use SO? No, because it includes the hypotenuse. Shall I use K? No, because it includes the hypotenuse. But TOA doesn't include an H for hypotenuse. So in that case, I'm going to use tan. So what do you need to remember when you're deciding whether to use sine, cos or tan? Well, ask yourself which of the sides is not involved, and then use the one, the sine, the cos or the tan, which does not involve that side.